So Nola, thank you so much for booking today. Lovely to meet you. So this session is designed for women who are basically fed up of making the wrong purchases, be it themselves or they've been sold the wrong thing. I don't know if you know, but on average we're now spending over £2,000 a year on hair and beauty products, which is a heck of a lot of money. And when you're spending that on something that's not potentially the right texture, shade or finish, we can feel, why are we doing this? So I set up this session to help women detox their makeup bags and to find the right makeup for them, makeup skincare products for them. So today we're going to be doing a detox of what you've currently got, and we'll be chucking some things out and maybe suggesting some new additions. And then we're going to spend a full 90 minutes on the shop floor downstairs at Liberty, where I'll be cherry picking items that I think will make really great investments for you. Tell me, have you always worn makeup since you were young, or
well,
have you recently got into it?
I think it's the same story as many black girls my age.
Yeah.
Tried to, but had foundation that was really not the right shade.
No.
And it all just went a bit awful, so I kind of went off it for a while.
If you're doing a bold lip, say for a press evening, which is really fun any time of year, you just want a wash of colour on the lids, and that saves having to carry around a palette and doing the smoky eye, etc, etc. Of course, if you want to do the smoky eye, you can always have that cream eyeshadow and then another single eyeshadow that's a darker shade, just to add a little bit of depth. But that kind of saves you lugging around so many products. Primers are fine. Totally, there are so many on the market. You can get ones that have antioxidant properties, they've got special oils in, so they're really nourishing for the skin. And then you've got the other end of the spectrum, ones that have lots of silicone in, so they give you that kind of very kind of waxy appearance, which is great if you've got kind of scarring or open enlarged pores, etc, etc. But we don't really want to be wearing them all the time, so you don't want to start relying on primers, just because they can be comedogenic and they can clog the pores. And the other thing about primers is, you know, I often get asked, is it worth spending the money? You know, you can get some primers that are about £60–70. I'd say some of the really good primers are more like skincare. So I would rather you invested in really good skincare and went for the cheaper primer, because you're not going to be using the primer as much, but you will be using the skincare all the time. So the best place to test your foundation, because our necks are lighter than our face, is to kind of do jaw. I mean, everybody has a different way of doing it, but to do jaw down to neck, that's kind of the way that I prefer, because you find something that's kind of in between the two. Other people test on the chest, because that's where the sun naturally hits, and your chest is probably more of an indication of what your face, the shade that your face is to disappear. Now I'm testing it on your neck, and your neck is much paler than yours. So I'm looking at warm almond and golden. People with oily skin is that they feel like they have to layer on powder to prevent the oiliness, but actually the products, the formulations these days are so fantastic. You know, the theory that we need to layer it on if we've got oily skin is, you know, has died a death. It's actually making sure that you're adding thin layers, and then you're setting that classic T-zone with the right level of powder. I'm a real fan of just actually avoiding the kind of the classic 4 o'clock T-zone by doing your makeup in such a way that you're not putting on thick layers and you've powdered, and then it's a case of simply powdering again. Or have you heard of block film?
Yes, I have heard of block film.
They are an absolute lifesaver. The Japanese invented them, I think. Mac do them in a handy pack.
Mac pack, and I saw a cute Japanese brand one in Topshop the other day, and I was tempted to get it again.
So there's nothing here that I think you should throw away. The brushes, I think, are probably the thing that you could probably gift, and really limit the number of brushes that you're using. A, because it's great to use your hands, but also because the fewer brushes we have, the more likely you are to use them. Brilliant. Okay, I think we should go. So we've looked at several products today, and the ones that I've recommended that Nola takes away with her are the Laura Mercier's Smooth Finish Flawless Fluid, which is an oil-free foundation. It's perfect for her skin. She's wearing it on the right side here, so you've got that lovely real skin coming through. Easy enough to wear every day, but you can also dial it up for evening. We also decided that the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which is a makeup artist's must-have favourite, particularly great for oilier skin, is fantastic. It's going to be a great addition to her makeup kit. She doesn't currently have an individual concealer, and it's got that lovely fluidy texture, and we've kind of built it up in the triangle shape under the eye. And then we also decided that the Laura Mercier cheek cream colour in Blaze was perfect for her, because it's we've got it on this cheek here, not on the other one, because it adds a bit of dewiness back in. So once you've used the oil-free products to mattify, you really want to add that glow back in. And it's got that lovely understated blush. So you wouldn't look at her and know that she was wearing blush. You would just look really healthy. And then there were two products here that were out of stock, sadly, but were definitely on the list. One was the NARS matte brow mascara, which is fantastic. We were saying if you've got an oilier skin, you definitely want to go matte in the brows, and it's just really natural. And then we also looked at a lip colour called Salon, which is it's not actually the one she's wearing, but it's a very natural kind of nude, dewy lip for day.